Hi friends, it's Kristen and we're going to do a little get ready with me. My first day back to work after my vacation. So, I am a nurse and I work 3 days a week, 12-hour shifts. Because of that, I can take, and I'm just going to hold up the makeup while I do it. That way, I'm not going to talk about it a whole bunch. But, so, basically, if I can schedule it right, if everything works out, I can get 2 weeks off, but only have to take 1 week of vacation, which is nice. So I've been off for 2 weeks, but I only had to take a week's worth of vacation time. And so it's over. We're going back tonight. And I think I'm training somebody tonight, and it's like, oh man, I gotta retrain myself. I've been off for 2 weeks. But no, it should be fine. So, the last day of work was Wednesday night, I think. And Friday I went down to Rapid City, South Dakota, where my sister Sarah lives. And my sister Celine, who's visiting from Hawaii, was there with her. We made flower crowns. And Saturday morning we went to a little farmer's market. There wasn't really any produce, but there was some handcrafted goods and baked goods and stuff like that. We kind of have the same problem in Wyoming. We have a very short period of time where we have actually fruit and veggies that are grown locally. So there was that, and then we went to a Renaissance fair, which was fun. I haven't been to one since I was a kid. We used to go as part of a school event. So we did that. We went out to a Indian restaurant. It was super good. And I brought my sister back, and I dropped her off at my mom's house, which is about 45 minutes away. So dropped her off Saturday night, went home, just hung out Sunday with my husband. And then Monday, my sister Celine, the one from Hawaii, came, and we went to, so first up, we went to a state park called Sinks Canyon State Park. It's about 2 hours from where I live. It's a pretty small little area, but it's really nice. It's along the river, and it has something called the sinks, where I can't explain it very good, but it the water backflows. It's hard to explain, but it's really cool. So we walked around there a little bit. They have a little visitor center that we visited. And then we headed to Du Bois, which is where we stayed for the 3 nights. We got there. We went to the National Bighorn Sheep Museum. It was a cute little museum, not very big, but very nice, cute. And then we went something called the Du Bois overlook of the Badlands. So imagine the scenery of the Badlands in South Dakota, but very, very shrunk down. But that was cool as well. A lot of pretty scenery around there. And then we went to dinner, checked into our hotel. Our hotel had a hot tub, a outside hot tub. We did that, and it was actually quite chilly. It was actually very cold that day in Du Bois. It wasn't really in on the way there. So, and then we just chilled, and then the next day it was still pretty cold. I think it was in the highest it got was the mid-50s. We went to Grand Teton National Park, which is about, once you hit the the outskirts is it's only about an hour from where we stayed, but to get to like the hiking and kind of the meat of the national park, you gotta go about an hour and a half. The the town of Jackson actually is very, very close, but it's very, very expensive to stay there. Even like a Motel 6 Super 8 is, especially during tourist season, is gonna run you like $300 a night. So that was part of the reason I chose to stay in Du Bois. So that's what I'm using. But the drive there and drive back was really nice. So it didn't feel like a horrible output, to be farther away. So, and like I said, it was pretty cold. We did the Jenny Lake trail there. That is, to do the whole thing, it's like 7 miles, but we just went to the waterfall. It's called Hidden Falls. Very pretty. It got real cold by the waterfall. According to all the literature, it's only like a mile from the trailhead, but I don't think that's right. I don't think it's felt like a lot more than a mile. But we went there, and it was actually, going back to how cold it was actually snowing a little bit. Not a whole lot, nothing accumulated, but every few minutes we'd see a few flakes come down. So that is Wyoming in June. It can snow. Is actually, especially in like the Yellowstone, Grand Teton area, it's not unheard of. It's actually pretty common. So the way back, we went off on a little trail called Moose Ponds Trail. Somebody has seen a couple mooses, 2 moose down there earlier. I heard him talking, and but by the time we got there, no moose were there. But we did see a moose actually earlier on in the trail. And we did that, and that actually took several hours. We went to like the visitor center and stuff like that too. We did some like what is it called, pull-outs to like take pictures and just kind of like enjoy the scenery a little bit too. And then we went to Jackson to have a late lunch dinner. It was like 3 or 4 by the time we got there, so whatever you want to call it. And we went to a barbecue place. It was actually pretty good and not as expensive as I thought it would be. Jackson, like I said, staying there, going there, can be quite expensive, so it was kind of a surprise. And as we're sitting there, we're just chit-chatting. Where'd my puff go? That's my puff. I just look over, and across the street there's a TJ Maxx, and I'm like, what the heck? There's a TJ Maxx in the middle of nowhere, basically. Because even though Jackson is a tourist town, technically it is a small town. The population is like 10,000, I believe, so pretty small, but it is a tourist town. So we had the barbecue. It was really good. And we went over to TJ Maxx, and it was decent. Probably I would say better than like my Marshalls that I have in my town. So it was fun. I bought like some snacks and some shower steamers, so I didn't spend a lot of money or anything. But it was just funny to just look over because I was not expecting that. And I texted a picture to my husband. I was like, we found a TJ Maxx in the middle of nowhere. And he was like, you'll sniff them out wherever you are. And we went back to the hotel. Once again, it was the, pretty decent drive, about an hour and a half. My husband's sneezing. It's very loud. Went into, like, did the hot tub again. I went and sat by the river because it's just on the river where we were staying, and read for a while and just relaxed. It was really cool. And that was our second day. Third day, we kind of did the same thing. We went into the national park. We did a different trail. This is a Tire Lake trail. So if you do the whole loop around, I think it was like 4 miles, but just to go to the lake and back was like 3 miles just to go to the lake and back. And that's what we did. We hung out at the lake for a while, took some pictures. And we didn't splash around in the water. We kind of got our hands in the water, and it was beautiful and nice and wonderful. Oh shoot. We're gonna switch things up. I already powdered, so I don't want to use cream. So I'm gonna use a powder bronzer. This is just number 7. And so we did that. Once again, we stopped at like a visitor center and looked around there. They had some displays and stuff like that. It was very cool. And we kind of debated about going back into Jackson for, late lunch, early dinner, because it was like late afternoon. But we were kind of like, just because, there was so much packed into this little town. We were like, let's just go back to Du Bois and we'll eat there. So we went back and we ate at a place called Nana's. So Nana's is a bowling alley, bakery, and like diner all in one. Very small town. So Du Bois has about 900 people for their population, so very small town, but a little bit touristy just because of its location. It is near some national forests as well. That's kind of what we drove through to get to the national park. So we stopped there and we got, like, the diner food wasn't there wasn't a big menu for that, but they had a lot of cool bakery items. We both got some, and that was it was really just a cool kind of little hangout. And we actually both got discounts on our food, which was pretty reasonably priced. She got a discount, my sister, because she's a teacher, and I got one because I'm a nurse, which is kind of nice. Sometimes when they'll be like, first responder discounts doesn't include nurses, which is fine, but it's kind of nice when they do. So that was cool. Just a good atmosphere, very fun. And then we went back and just hung out at the hotel, and that was really the second day. I feel like it was so much more fun than what I'm describing, but it's so much scenery, and just taking it in is what really makes it cool. So it's kind of hard to describe. Check out my Instagram. There's more pictures and stuff over there. Maybe that'll help, be able to get the whole picture. So it was a little Alice in Wonderland. And so that was our last night there. We woke up the next morning. I decided to go back to Nana's. I wanted to get some more of the cookies I just bought one cookie because I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, but it sounded good. They had a weird name for it. Not really weird, but just different. So I can't remember. It's like Angels something, but it's basically like an everything cookie that had, the chocolate chips, the oatmeal, the raisins, what else? I don't remember, but it was very good. So I wanted to take a couple of those home, and we got some biscuits and gravy. And my sister just ordered it, and I was like, oh, I'm not that hungry. She was like, well, you can have a few bites of mine. it was a huge plate for like $7.50 plus the discount. We still had a discount, so even between the two of us, we could not finish. And so we left Du Bois, and then on the way back, we went a little bit out of the way and stopped at another state park. It's the Hot Springs State Park in Thermopolis, Wyoming. Both these state parks that I mentioned are free to get into. The national park was $30, I believe. I think it was 30 or 35, but it's good for a week. The entrance fee. So we stopped there. It's hot springs. It's exactly what it says. It's got a little bit of trails. It's got the swinging bridge. I did the swinging bridge. My sister, I looked back and I was like, hey, where'd you go? She's like, I don't want to go any further. So it's been a long time. I've been to Thermopolis, but not necessarily to the park very much in a while. But I forgot about the bridge, and like just the little trails around are really cool. It's also on the river, so there were some cool sights there. And then on the swinging bridge, they have like, I know there's a place in Arizona and I think in like Paris that people put locks on a bridge for like their love. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So I might make my husband go do that with me one day. And then they have some places where you can go where they have like water slides, and they have like regular pools and hot spring pools. But we went to the state bathhouse, which is free. It's part of the park, and just did a soak in the hot springs. It's supposed to have like healing properties and stuff like that. It felt lovely. It was like 70 degrees, so outside the water itself is usually around 104, so it did get a little warm, but it was really nice. And yeah, so we did that, and then we went home. Yeah. So, all right, I'm gonna use the Hey Reindeer palette from Odin's Eye. I got this in their mystery box. It was the only non-duplicate that I got, so I'm gonna try that out. So that was like the big part of my vacation. I still had like another week off, so I did a new hiking trail. It took about 40 minutes to get there. Excuse me. And from my understanding, and I could be wrong, but from my understanding, it is private land, but they made a trail on it so that the public can enjoy it. It's in Glen Rock, Wyoming, which is another small town. I think there are 2,000-3,000, but it's between like my town and where the town my mom lives in. And that trail, there's two parts of the trail you can do. You can do one that's like about 3 miles and one that's about 5. I went partway on the 5-mile trail. I was just kind of vibing it, but it actually got pretty hot. It just felt very close to the sun. So when I got there, it was about mid-70s going up to the high 70s. By the time I ended, it was like mid-80s going up to the high 80s. And there was some trees, but not a ton of tree coverage, so it did feel pretty hot. Plus, I am fat and out of shape, so there was that as well. But it was really cool, and I'm very thankful for the people that have land like that do open up to people to like explore and hike on. Hopefully, people don't ruin it. That has happened on our mountain where we've been in danger of losing like some of our privilege on one of our trails. It's like a 5 to 6 mile trail, and parts of it does go through private land. And unfortunately, a couple years back, some people were, not behaving themselves, and there was talk of closing it down, or closing down those parts. It seems though they've figured it out, because I haven't heard them talk about it anymore. So I just did that trail and came back home. That's how I spent that like morning. And what else did I do? I did go up on our mountain a little bit on our hiking trail. We do have a waterfall. It's called Garden Creek Falls. From the parking lot to get to the falls, it's a very, very short hike. I think it's like 0.2 miles. But I did walk a little bit up the mountain, not very far, because it is incredibly steep. Like, it's a killer. It is very steep. And just kind of hung around there a little bit, enjoyed that. And then yesterday, me, my sister, my mom, and my niece went to Ayers Natural Bridge, which is a natural bridge over a creek. I think it's over Box Elder Creek. I could be wrong. But nice little area. It's very, very, very pretty. Like on the side of the bridge, they have like some short trails. And they do have like put like little ferries here and there. So they have like a little like secret fairy garden around, and then you can kind of go splash in the water. You can't really swim in the water. It doesn't really get deep enough where the actual bridge is. But you kind of splash around, which is what we did. We didn't like bring our swimsuits or anything. I had on shorts and a t-shirt. My sister wore a dress. Yeah, my niece just has shorts and a t-shirt on. And and it was really fun. And I don't know, my sister's going back to Hawaii next week sometime. She hasn't totally finalized the plans. Well, by the time you see it, it'll be this week, because I will put this up on Monday. But I'm a little bit bummed. I'm gonna miss her. It's like, gotta go to freaking Hawaii. Like, why do you gotta live in the middle of the ocean, man? It's hard to get there. So I don't know exactly when she's leaving. Hopefully I will see her again before she goes. I'm sure I will. It's just that I work the next 3 nights, so that makes it very hard. Where's my glitter glue? What did I do with it? There it is. So that was kind of my vacation. Just tried to enjoy nature. I read books. Just chilled a lot. Thought about doing stuff and, like stuff around the house, but I didn't. I think about doing stuff around the house a lot and then don't. So, nothing new. What should we do in the middle? So it's back to the grind. So hopefully you guys are all enjoying your summer so far. I do have a summer giveaway going on, so you should definitely check that out. I heard my husband coming down the stairs. Lashes. I have forgotten to like put on mascara a couple times when I've gone to work, and I felt naked. Can't go without mascara. We didn't see any bears in Grand Teton. We did see a coyote. It was crossing the road. Saw the moose. Saw some buffalo. Okay. So that's my look. Hopefully it holds up through the night. If not, I mean, nobody really cares. Nobody's looking at me that close. Okay. All right, guys. So I'll do lips afterwards because I'm talking, so that would just be a little weird. So that's it. That was my little vacation and what I did, and hopefully you enjoyed hearing about it. So if you enjoyed, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below, send your friends. We have fun here, and there is a giveaway going on currently. It'll be going on till the 4th of July is when it ends, and then I'll do another giveaway. I don't like to do like a lot of giveaways at once, otherwise I'm afraid I'm gonna forget and like ruin somebody's day. So all right, guys, we'll see you later, I hope.